Ever found yourself in a situation where you feel like you're being ignored, particularly by someone you care about? It's a scenario that's all too familiar, isn't it? A sense of invisibility, a pang of rejection. You're left wondering, questioning, even doubting yourself. It's a cold and isolating feeling, like being caught in a silent storm with no umbrella. But let's pause for a moment to acknowledge something important. This is not a unique experience. It's a universal issue, a common thread that weaves through the fabric of human relationships. And it's not just you, it happens to all of us at some point in our lives. Feeling ignored can stir up a whirlpool of emotions, and it's important to remember that it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a complex dance, a silent interaction that says more about the person giving the cold shoulder than the one receiving it. Feeling ignored can be challenging, but remember, it's not about you, it's about them. Let's explore why. Ever wondered why people ignore others? Is it intentional or unintentional? Welcome to the intriguing world of human psychology, where actions, or in this case inactions, speak volumes. Often when we find ourselves being ignored, we're quick to blame ourselves. But what if I told you it's not always about you? Yes, that's right. The act of ignoring often has more to do with the ignorer than the ignored. Let's start with one of the most common reasons: being busy. In today's fast-paced world, everyone has a plate full of responsibilities. Work, family, personal care, the list is endless. Sometimes people might ignore you simply because they're swamped and don't have the bandwidth to engage in conversation. It's not personal, it's just life. Then comes the overwhelmed ignorer. You know, the one who feels like they're on a never-ending roller coaster ride. They're so consumed by their own problems that they might unintentionally ignore those around them. It's their way of coping, their survival instinct kicking in. And let's not forget the control seekers. These are the ones who consciously decide to ignore in an attempt to assert dominance or control. It's a power play, a manipulation tactic used to gain the upper hand. But remember, understanding this doesn't mean you have to accept it. Ignoring is a form of emotional alienation and can inflict wounds deeper than any words. It's important to maintain your self-respect and set boundaries. Cracking the code behind why you're being ignored can be a crucial first step in dealing with the situation. It gives you a perspective, a lens to view the situation through. It helps you separate the person from the act and allows you to respond rather than react. But understanding is only half the battle. Once you've figured out the why, the question becomes, what now? How do you navigate these icy waters without losing your cool? Understanding the reasons behind the silence can help you respond better. But what's the next step? Stay tuned as we delve into strategies for responding to the silent treatment in our next scene. So, you're being ignored. What do you do now? It's a question that can leave you feeling helpless, frustrated, and confused. But don't fret. There are practical strategies that can provide some clarity and help you navigate through this situation. First, let's discuss the importance of maintaining open communication. Even if it feels like you're talking to a brick wall, keep the lines of communication open. Let them know that you're there and willing to talk whenever they're ready. Your words could be the key that unlocks the door to resolution. But remember, it's not just about speaking, it's about listening too. Listen to their silence. It might be telling you more than you realize. Secondly, try not to take it personally. It's natural to feel hurt when someone is ignoring you, but it's crucial to remember that their actions are about them, not you. They might be dealing with their own issues, and their way of coping is to shut out the world, including you. So instead of feeling rejected, see it as them working through their stuff. Now, I know this sounds easier said than done. That's why our third strategy is all about self-care. In times like these, it's essential to focus on your own well-being. Do things that make you happy. Treat yourself to that decadent chocolate cake you've been eyeing, or spend an afternoon getting lost in a good book. This will not only distract you from the situation, but also boost your self-esteem, making you less susceptible to the effects of being ignored. Lastly, patience and self-respect are key. It might take time for the person to come around, and that's okay. During this period, respect yourself enough not to beg for their attention. You deserve to be treated with kindness and respect, and it's okay to expect that from others. Remember, your response can make all the difference, but what if the ignoring continues? We'll tackle that in our next scene. Stay tuned. What if the person continues to ignore you, despite your best efforts? This question, I'm sure, has crossed your mind as you grapple with the reality of being consistently overlooked. It's a tough spot to be in, but let's explore some options together. When silence becomes the norm, rather than an exception, it's a clear sign that something is off balance. It's crucial to remember that relationships are a two-way street, and you deserve to be seen, heard, and acknowledged just as much as the other person. If you find yourself consistently on the receiving end of the silent treatment, it may be time to seek professional help. Therapists, counselors, life coaches, these are all individuals trained to help you navigate the complexities of human relationships. They can provide you with tools and strategies to address the issue, facilitate communication, and even help rebuild trust if that's what's needed. There's no shame in seeking help. In fact, it's a brave step towards prioritizing your mental health and well-being. However, it's also worth considering whether the relationship you're in is indeed beneficial for you. Relationships should bring joy, growth, and a sense of belonging. If all you're getting is silence, it's worth asking, is this relationship serving my best interests? This isn't an easy question to confront, and the answer may be even harder to accept. Yet, it's a necessary step towards ensuring your emotional well-being. Remember, you don't have to settle for less. You deserve a relationship where mutual respect and attention are given. It's also important to remember that you're not alone. There are support groups, online communities, and countless resources available that can provide you with comfort, advice, and a sense of belonging. You're not the only one facing such challenges, and there's comfort to be found in shared experiences. Sometimes the hardest decisions can lead to the most growth. Remember, you deserve respect and attention, so be strong, be brave, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. You're worth it.